Right now, there's an active shooter zone. They're shot. BC3's down, BC1's down. Everybody's shot up here. Law enforcement, code 3 now up here.
We continue with the breaking news overnight. 2 Idaho firefighters are dead and a third is recovering after a horrifying ambush in the mountains near Coeur d'Alene.
They were responding to a fire, and as crews arrived, a gunman opened fire with a sniper rifle.
We do believe that the suspect started the fire, and we do believe that it was an ambush and it was intentional. And yeah, we do believe that he started it, and it was totally intentional what he did.
We've been following this story overnight. CBS's Naomi Ruckham has been here with us as well. Joins us live with the latest details. Naomi, let's start with the condition of that third firefighter that was shot. What can you tell us about that?
Jeff and Maggie, such a tragic story. That third firefighter, the one who was injured, is said to be fighting for his life this morning, but is now out of surgery and in stable condition. He, along with the other 2 firefighters, were taken to a nearby hospital, but he was the only one of the 3 who survived. The names of those firefighters have not yet been released. Jeff and Maggie.
Now, police say that they believe the shooter worked alone. What do we know this morning about that suspect?
Well, at this hour, investigators are not releasing the suspect's name or anything about the type of rifle he used or a possible motive, only saying it was an ambush and an intentional attack. The lone suspect lured these firefighters by setting a fire and then started shooting. When police arrived in response, that barrage of gunfire lasted several hours. The sheriff told reporters that as of now, investigators do not know if the suspect shot himself or was killed in exchange of that gunfire with law enforcement. They eventually found the suspect after a tactical response team used cell phone data to zero in on a wooded area where they found his body and a rifle nearby. A signal was detected coming from a cell phone that was in the same spot since about 3:16 p.m. local time, and authorities honed in on it. According to the sheriff, the suspect's body, along with a number of guns, were pulled from the mountain as the flames were rapidly approaching. Jeff and Maggie.
Now, today, investigators plan on going back to that same mountain to look for evidence, Naomi, but there's still an active wildfire that is burning. What challenges are they going to be facing?
Right, there are so many challenges when dealing with a tragic incident like this one, from the tactical and logistical difficulties of fighting a fire in this type of terrain to the emotional toll these crews are facing as they fight a fire just after losing their own comrades. Keep in mind, this is a popular recreational area in northern Idaho, and crews estimate the fire to be about 15 to 20 acres of steep terrain. Additional resources have now been called in, including aircraft, heavy equipment, water tenders, engines, and hand crews, all to put out these flames. Multiple state and local agencies, along with the FBI, responded to the scene initially. There was a no-fly zone that had been in effect as the helicopters flew over the mountain, carrying snipers and using heat-seeking technology in the search for that suspect, all while flames raged below them. A shelter-in-place order was lifted shortly after the suspect's body was found, but authorities are still warning the public to stay away because it is an active crime scene and also a fire zone. Investigators are expected to go back up to collect more evidence later this morning. Jeff and Maggie.
Naomi, did you hear in the press conference last night, as we were talking about this, that some of this was rapid fire, gunfire, and these responders showed up just to fight a fire, and that's when they were taken off guard with this entire situation?
Exactly. The firefighters were there responding to a fire. They had no clue what to expect when they arrived. In fact, one of the officers last night said these firefighters had no chance. They were going there to help, to respond to a fire, and in turn were shot without warning. 2 of them killed tragically. 1 out of surgery this morning, said to be fighting for his life, but stable. That's the good news there. There was a procession for these firefighters as their bodies were moved off of the mountain. Really just tragic, as you know, there in Idaho.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Naomi Ruckham from CBS News with those live updates. Now, Governor Brad Little issued a statement on Facebook writing, "This is a heinous direct assault on our brave firefighters. I ask all Idaho to pray for them and the families as we wait to learn more. Teresa and I are heartbroken."